Hello, my love. So there's been this topic that's been running through the last few videos, the theme of dissolving and resolving betrayal. And this feels very deeply connected, obviously, to the themes of where we may have self-betrayed in the past, but also connected to deep themes of ancestral betrayal. We've been talking, and there's been some themes coming up around um, sexual betrayal and abuse and things of that nature. Abuse in the family lines, feeling betrayed by the mother or father. So the mother and father wound, traumas connected back to childhood and then through relationships. So there's a lot sort of clearing out and shifting out. From this life, but then also those collective themes that have gone through history, through past lives, and then just in general, how we see this betrayal in humanity and the slavery templates, and even the breach and betrayal of our planet and our universe. There's a lot of different layers that we're processing right now. And I know and I'm sensing that this energy is different for each and every one of you as we're all being called to level up in our new and our next container. I had someone also ask about sharing a session for the new container. And I wanted to let you know that that inner union of the heart session, we were working on actually the reparation and the restoration of the true container, like that direct connection, your own sovereign direct connection to source, to the earth, to the cosmic mother, to the universe. And really, these divine loving stem cells came in to just to support the reparation of any place the system was breached or distorted. And obviously that's something that, as I've sat with this over the past week, it's quite big, right? When we're talking about our whole entire direct connection to source, our multi-dimensional connection that we were taught to ignore here on this planet, right? And sort of give, not even sort of, actually give our power away to different authority figures or middlemen. And so, regardless of however you choose to work with this, whether it's through my session or on your own, or if this resonates with you, just really focusing your next energy container. Obviously, however you're guided, but if you're looking for a place to focus, it can be in really that deep reparation and restoration of your own direct connection. A lot of times we think of our Kundalini and we're taught that's like through the chakra system, but how I've been shown and how I see it is that is your full direct energetic connection to source and to the earth through all of the dimensions. And this is a good place to focus if it feels aligned and you feel guided, but we do work with that in that session if you wanted some support for that specifically. And then it went into the reparation of the heart space for the counterparts, if that part feels aligned for you. But if not, you can still work with your internal heart union. I'm sharing that because I didn't get a chance to acknowledge that deeper part of the container as clearly as I'm realizing now. And what's been happening as a result of that reparation of that in a deeper way, because this is also something I've worked on before, but it's also something that is being more freed as we are able to stabilize and hold a bigger capacity for our own true energy in the physical. It's always been a part of you. This is just your human self actually holding and understanding and being more and more of who you are with awareness. Okay. If that makes sense. Anyway, since this has all been processing, again, that theme of betrayal is coming up very strong. And it's really been taking me to that initial betrayal of our universe, right? Where things were aligned and in order and pristine, and then it was breached. The betrayals started, and then the planet as we know it fell, humanity fell. And so I'm going to be doing a session specifically for resolving the betrayal energies. And I'm sensing that it's going to connect with some of these deeper topics I mentioned at the beginning of this video. But obviously, I never really know exactly how it's going to unfold until I'm in the session. So if we are needing or it's supportive for me to do multiple sessions around this topic, I'd be happy to do it. I have also received requests from some of you for these topics. So um, we're just seeing how they interweave collectively. If you ever have a specific topic that you want to work on for yourself, we can always work one-on-one, and we can absolutely record your sessions so that you can keep working with your one-on-one sessions as well, which is also reminding me really quick on my website, I do actually have your own personal recorded meditative session. So if you didn't want to come on a one-on-one, but you would love to just receive your own personal meditation for your energy, I can, you can get that. I'll record it and I would send it to you, and then you have that as well. So, anyway, let's see where this wants to take us. If there's any specific messages around resolving this energy of betrayal that will be supportive for you at this time. And again, some of you may have very specific things coming up. Maybe some of you don't. You may actually be finding that as you're moving into your new container, there's just old residuals clearing up because we are working on such a multi-dimensional platform right now with this transition more deeply and clearly into the new. And again, we are still in those last bits and weeks of the fire snake and the shedding. So this is making even more sense to me why they want me to go into clearing up and resolving the betrayals before we move in to the momentum of the fire horse. And today is the full moon. It's February 1st. So we also have the beautiful energy of Invoke, that opening into the spring energies. And I'm just gonna see what wants to come through. Okay. Wow. All right. As I say that, the card flipped Me Talks, repairing the mind, body, spirit. So this is definitely really coinciding with what I'm speaking about, in that, like, noticing that we're still in that time of reparation, whether it's the physical body detoxing or the reparation of the entire stream, your own personal sovereign um, pillar of light, as I sometimes like to call it. And just from the micro to the macro, from repairing and detoxing on a very micro cellular, atomic level, molecular level, and how that's mirroring up to the depths and expansiveness of our true multidimensional beingness. And so that's why I'm sensing you're all in your own specific process around this. And it may even be changing day to day or moment to moment. But it feels important that the brevity, the expansiveness, the enormity of this transformation that we're experiencing right now is that leveling up into that capacity to embody a deeper state of our multidimensional beingness. Okay. And for this evolution, in order to hold the energies of sacred union in physical form with another, we are learning how to hold the full capacity of ourselves, right? And so, as we're doing this and we're trusting ourselves more and we're becoming more comfortable, even as we're detoxing those residuals of the past betrayals, the past fears, the past confusion, the past chaos, and we're stabilizing and centering in our own internal union, the deeper that we are able to trust ourselves, right? It becomes much easier to connect with and trust others, because that will be and is the energy that you are vibrating and therefore magnetizing in. As I'm saying this, you may be magnetizing in new people, experiences, places, things, maybe even familiar ones from the past or other lives, but a familiarity and a newness in the way that you are interacting now, because you have leveled up and you're still in the process of leveling up even more to your next levels. And so you may start to find that you're bringing in situations that are leading you. What's coming in is you may connect with people that are actually going to connect you with people. So even if you're connecting out in the world or in ways that might not be the exact like soul family, it may lead you to soul family. Do you get what I mean? Or it is soul family in different ways. I don't know. That's just coming in. I feel like the important part is that you're following what's in front of you. And again, trusting yourself. And again, I've said this is the embodiment process. I do feel like this is coming through because so many, especially feminines who have been deeply hermited, are now being called to open up and come out in new and deeper ways. And this is not like a full blast, it's a very gentle unfurling, it's an unfolding. And through that process, you're going to be attracting different things in. And this is where you're going to build the muscle to discern what gets close to you and what might stay at arm's length, and where you're dropping into deeper layers of your standards, and sometimes like what I like to call cushions, like where there's certain energies that people can come in, but they will only get closer to you based on how you're interacting with one another. And so it feels like this next few weeks is sort of clearing out more of those residuals from the past betrayals, so that your system is clear and really actually receiving the messages that are trying to get through. Because what was coming through on that trickster message, the in the most recent message, was where the instincts and the intuition and the survival energies and the intuition sort of get intermixed. And this is an opportunity to get clearer. And this feels important, to have more clarity in the system all the way down into the roots, so that it becomes easier to discern what is true and what is ready to resolve out. And this, again, is not that you don't have those skills. I'm sure many of you do. But as you're being called to open more and more and more in the world that is currently present, again, like I said, you're going to be attracting different things at different levels. And then it's up to you to decide, okay, how far is this interaction going to go? And still keeping your heart open, so that you can find those connections that are meant to be closer to you. But again, this is the embodiment. This is going to look, feel, and act and sound and smell different than all of the other things you've done in the past, because you're not that past version, and you're not trying to rebuild the past templates. You're here to build something new in a foundation that actually feels good and aligns to who you are in your soul, in your authenticity, and in your capacity. And the more space and grace you have for yourself, the bigger capacity you have to hold yourself, the more space you have to hold another or dance with another in their full true potential. Okay. So as we work with these last remnants of the fire snake shedding, What else will be? I feel like we're teetering, like a lot is shedding and the new is starting to come in. So some of you may be feeling that. And let's see what else wants to come in. Okay. Wow. So bunch fell on the table, and I do feel guided to get this. We have the Queen of Swords. So this is the logical queen who, you know, works with her emotions when it's aligned, but she's also stable. I feel like this air is coming in to really like refresh the energy, right? I'm feeling like that breath of fresh air, clearing of the clouds, and just like taking that space to really let things clean up, like dissipate those old confusing betrayal energies, and that detoxing and then allowing things to become clear. It feels like things will be coming clearer over the next few weeks. And then what fell on the table was the sun, and there are cards obviously underneath it that I don't know what they are yet. So we're going to look. Oh, wow. Okay. So we have the Four of Wands, which really feels to me, we know a lot of times this is like the divine counterpart, like sacred union coming together. This is again the Three of Pentacles, and we talked about the contracts being upgraded. This Six of Wands is speaking to me about where we are leaving behind a lot of those old energies that came up through the initiation, right? The initial initiation, the dark night of the soul, and the deep shadow work and self-discovery that happens as a result of this initiation are wrapping up in a way. Again, of course, all those skills you learned were going to be continuing to learn and grow, and using those skills. We're just going to be using them in a new way in the expanded container. Okay. So as we're pulling out and clearing up the residuals of the old betrayals, aligning into that sovereign container in a new, deeper, stronger way, and then embodying that essence. Especially right now, what this card is speaking to me about is as the feminines again come into that internal union with the inner masculine, that sun, right? As you're coming into internal union, it's going to allow you to again hold your full capacity of your full energy, but also again being able to hold to the match of the masculine that is also working on theirs to be able to stabilize together in a new way. This sun card right now, it also feels like a lightning energy coming in. So I want to pull a card on that because I feel like something specific is coming to the feminines through this internal masculine alignment. And I was guided to go to the priestess of light. Oh, I love it. Idyllic times, the garden paradise. Wow. Love this. So, as you're again focusing on that internal union, allowing yourself the space and the grace to go through this next upgrade, to this next capacity of holding all of who you are, this sets a deeper stage and a deeper foundation for not only your own foundation and stability, but also that foundation to share with another or with the community, the whole entire foundation of the new earth or the new earth energies, however you want to describe or how you want to label your own stable foundation in the new energy. But to me, this is the process we are moving into. I know that we have stabilized energies already, but to me, this is the corridor we are moving through, the portal we are moving through these next weeks and months to land more clearly and physically in the foundation of that garden that we can continue to build upon and create from and grow from, right? Just like any gorgeous garden. Okay, my loves, I'm going to leave this here. I'm also going to record the resolving betrayal session today. So I will put that over on the post tab when it's completed. It will be available on my web store as well as on Patreon for those of you who want to partake in that. Just keep an eye out for it. It'll be out within the next few hours of me posting this video, if not sooner. And again, I'm sending you so much love. I hope you're doing well, taking care of yourself through this huge transformation and exciting transitional process. All right, my loves, take care. See you soon. Peace.